Good afternoon, Thunder Nation. We are showing that we're live here. We're joining you from Tomball, Texas at Rosehill Christian School for meetup between Rosehill Christian and West Houston Thunder. We are in the bottom of the first inning. Had to get set up, so joined you a little bit late there. We'll catch you up. Shortly, but here with my good partner Doug Thompson to bring this to you today. Doug, you want to give us a quick recap, and I'll get the lineups pulled up.
Yeah, I'm thankful, Brian, that you were able to get things put together. We were looking at some sprinkles coming down, so we weren't sure whether they were going to be inside or outside, but the folks here at Rosehill were kind enough to allow us to be inside the press box, so that took us a little time to move our things from outside to inside. But, you know, the sprinkles have been holding off enough where we can get this game rolling, and we, as Mr. Bryan said, we are at the bottom of the first inning. Both teams have scored a run at this time, so it's 1-1, and there's one out here in the bottom of the first, and they're got a hit and run going, and they played that well as they were able to score from second base, and but we did get an out on it. Right fielder Wyatt ended up picking up the ball and threw a strike to his cutoff man Jackson. Jackson cut it off and sent it over to shortstop Seth Thompson for a tag out there at the runner who was going into or kind of rounding second base and looking maybe for third. That gives us two outs in this inning, and the runner gets a huge lead over there. And we did have a foul ball as Lavender, who is on the mound pitching for us, throws first pitch strike. It looked like a curve ball there. He's going to have to hold that runner a little bit. He's almost got a running lead over there at first base. And again, they didn't even really wait for him to get to the spot this time. So he's ahead 0-2. Again, that runner is a huge lead over there. And he's just waiting, looking for a throw over. Be interesting to see what's going to happen here. But it's an 0-2 count with two outs. Again, Rosehill scored their second run, so they're ahead 2-1 at this time. And
Got him. Woo! That was close. He's taking an aggressive lead and almost got picked off there. But
yeah, the ball certainly beat him to the bag that time, but the throw was high.
That's right.
And Jackson may have been a little bit late getting that ball down. But it doesn't matter, as strike three is thrown at this time, bringing the inning to an end, and the Thunder will be coming to bat. But at the end of one, Rosehill leads 2-1.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. So we'll just do a quick recap of, first we'll give you the lineup for the visiting team, your Houston Thunder tonight, West Houston Thunder. Leading off is Seth Tenkopa, and he's playing third base. Batting second is Seth Thompson, and Seth is now at shortstop. Batting third is Drew Moore. He's playing left field. Cleanup is Jackson Cavazos at first base, and Lucas Lavender batting fifth is the pitcher. And going to be leading off here at the top half of the second inning is going to be Jared McDonald, or your catcher, followed by Wyatt Wilson right field, William Innocent center field, and Caleb Gilson batting ninth at second base. So we will also cover the names, at least looks like we have last names of the home team, Rosehill Christian, as they come up to bat. But as Doug said, there's been a pretty busy start of the game here. After one inning, Thunder is down 2-1. Both teams have two hits so far. Thunder has committed two errors so far, so that definitely is a contributor to them getting some base runners and giving up some runs. But all in all, good job to stabilize things and get off the field and get back hitting again for Thunder. So again, 2-1 is your score. We're getting ready to bring you the top half of the second inning, and I'll work to get the scoreboard updated on the live stream for those that are listening today. We do appreciate those of you that have been able to listen wherever you're at. I know this is spring break week, so a lot of people scattered in different directions and maybe celebrating St. Patty's Day as well. So with that, looks like Jared McDonald's going to lead us off here, Doug.
Yes, happy St. Patty's Day to all. And Jared, right-handed hitter, steps into the batter's box there. Interesting there's no chalk line for the batter's box today, so they could probably have their own way as where they wanted to stand today. But Jared takes ball one a little bit inside there as he tucks his shoulder, and he gets back into the box and looks to the second pitch of the second inning. Jared takes a cut at that and fouls it off to the dugout side, Thunder dugout side, and Wyatt Wilson is on top of that one. He's got it back to the catcher, and we're ready to roll again.
Yeah, he just got a very tip of that one off the end of the bat. That pitch might have been tailing away from him, and he might have pulled off it a bit. I'm looking at Wyatt Wilson's warm-up device. It looks like a medieval torture weapon or something. It's like a stick with a weight on the end. I wonder if that's one of Coach Lavender's homemade tools there.
Yeah, Jared does a nice job of staying with that curveball there. Looked like he was going to maybe back out, and then he saw that the spin on it, so he held his ground, took a cut at that, did follow it off to the Rosehill side, to the dugout there. So he's back in the box here, still alive. And this one, though, did get him outside fastball. He couldn't quite get any bat on it, so he swings and misses for out number one, second inning for the Thunder here. Brings up Wyatt Wilson, WW for us. Love to see him at the plate there as he gets himself comfortable, gets his feet set, looks in at the pitcher, and first strike in there for a strike. It's a little pop fly out to shortstop. Makes a nice little catch there. He walks back or jogs kind of back at that one and catches it over his shoulder.
Yeah, that was a nice play by the shortstop. He had to drift back and got that one right on the tip of the glove, an ice cream cone catch, as they call it. But good communication between him and center fielder not to collide.
Yeah, I'm looking at the flags there. Looks like we got a little bit of a wind blowing. Maybe it's out or towards right field, center right field. So I'm sure that played into that little play as well. But, yeah, shortstop stayed with it, did a nice job. Brings up William Ennis, number 47. He hits on the right side as well. And he takes his first two pitches for strikes, swinging. And he's going to be looking at number 3 coming at him here, which is a called third strike this time. So he goes down with a backwards K there.
Yeah, so Rosehill Christian makes short work of the Thunder there in the top half of the second, a 3-up, 3-down inning for them. They get off the field and plan to get back in the batter's box and do some more damage. So it's going to be up to the Thunder to kind of stabilize their defense and keep some good pitching coming at them from we will see who, but I assume we'll still see Lucas Lavender on the mound. And, anybody's game right now early, but kind of getting both sides getting settled in and some key plays, both offensively and defensively, will probably be the decider on this game. Yeah, it looks like we have the same positions as last, but we'll just recap those for you. Pitcher catcher, we got Lucas Lavender on the mound, Jared McDonald catching. Over at first base, we got Jackson Cavazos. Second base, Caleb Gilson. Over at shortstop, Seth Thompson. And at third base, Seth Tenkopa. So Seth and Seth on the left side. Then on the outfield, in left field, Drew Moore. In center field, have William Ennis. And then over in right field is Wyatt Wilson.
Yeah, as we look at the defense out there, it just takes a moment just to kind of pause and to take appreciation of this field. This is a beautiful field. The grass is starting to really green up here, and it's well groomed. And it's just structured nice, too. As you look around and see the fence lining, you see the batting eye, I guess, the natural batting eye when you look at the evergreens out there. Though they're not totally green yet, there are some trees out there that are brown or that haven't received their color yet, or their green, but it sure does make for a nice natural batting eye. We call that, when it's center field, is a batting eye out there.
Totally agree with you, Doug. Beautiful field. And on St. Patrick's Day, good to be talking about green grass and signs of spring coming. We've started to get some warmer weather.
Good point. So Lavender on the hill, again, he starts this inning with 2 balls to this batter. And might be getting close to the top of the order, but I think we're still seeing, these guys are seeing Lavender for the first time at this point.
You are correct. This is the shortstop. Last name is, may not pronounce it correctly, but Shiik, maybe? He lines it right at the middle at center field, and it drops in for a base hit. So he was the number 7 hitter, leading off with a base hit for Rosehill Christian. Stepping in next looks to be the right fielder, last name Bahrain. Runner on first, no outs. Definitely that sparked some cheers from the home field cheering section. First pitch in is very inside, almost hits the batter. He avoids it for a ball. 1-0's the count. Shows bunt, but pulls back and takes it for a strike. Evens at 1-1.
Yeah, having the lead here, I wouldn't doubt they wouldn't be aggressive. Either put a steal on a next pitch or some kind of a play. But that was a swinging strike there for 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Bottom of the order here, leading this inning off. So 7, 8, 9 batters. Lavender's going to bear down and try to throw strikes. He does another good job of that, and he swings and misses through that one. A little bit high, elevated it, and got him for strike 3. So a big first out for the Thunder there.
Number 7 coming to the bat from the right-hand side. Be looking at Lavender, a right-handed pitcher. And he takes a swing at the first pitch, which fouled back. And interesting spot here. We have houses that are almost just, 20 yards, 20 feet maybe, 20 yards behind our backstop here. So
the question is, if someone in the backyard brings it to the concession stand, do they get a snow cone or do they just get to keep a ball? Ooh, that ball was dribbled down the first base line. Lavender does a good job coming off the mound, fields it right off the line, throws it high, but thankfully we've got a tall, reliable first baseman. He's able to keep corral it in and get that second out. It allows the runner from first to advance to second. There was a throw over to try to backdoor catch him there, but he gets back safely at second.
It brings up our leadoff hitter, I think, for Rosehill.
That is correct. This is a left-handed batter, center fielder. Last name is Behrens.
Yeah, he lined one, I think, in the center for the leadoff base hit. And he's got some wheels, I think, because he does play center field. So once he got on base, he was able to be a threat there for him and got a stolen base as well. There's a nice breaking pitch by Lavender, who kind of a backwards curveball there, backdoor curveball. Was somewhat surprised.
Come on, Blue! Come on, Blue!
Yeah, a little.
Pitch!
Lavender does throw a strike there, which was a ticking strike, or which was a swinging strike that did get a little bit of the bat, but Jared was able to hang on to it for strike 3, which ends the inning for Rosehill. That's a good out for Lavender to have, as he
did a good job coming in and making short work of them. One runner is stranded with that leadoff single. So with that, there's 3 hits on the day for total for Rosehill Christian and 2 hits for the Thunder. We're going to be looking at the top half of the 3rd inning coming up next with the number 9 hitter, Caleb Gilson, being our leadoff. And then we'll roll over to the top with Tinkopa and Thompson. This is the same pitcher still on the mound for Rosehill Christian. Barbato is his last name.
Yeah, and if you're thinking about still coming to the game, or if you're listening to us here, we have been able to hold off the rain. There's been a little bit of sprinkling early on, but now I don't see even any umbrellas out anymore. So I think people are feeling a little confident that we're going to be dry for a bit. So that's good. It's a good day to play ball, really. We haven't had an opportunity to play into some over 70-degree weather this year yet, or it doesn't seem like. So it's nice to be out here where it's pretty temperate today.
Agree. Yeah, the forecast was calling for more rain than we've seen, so we're thankful for that. Not only that, no apparent thunderstorms or lightning in the area yet, which that sometimes can throw a kink in things. But
Caleb Gilson steps to the plate from the right side. He's going to be our leadoff batter for this third inning, and he gets hit. He stays in there on the curveball, and the curveball didn't break, or didn't break soon enough, and hit him in the shoulder. So he's down there at first base.
Took one from in your son's book there, Seth Thompson. That got added and hit by a pitch to his column. He only has about 300 to go to equal what Seth has this season.
Well, we like that on base percentage goes up when this occurs. That's a hard hit ball by Tinkopa, looking at the first pitch, or swinging at the first pitch like he did the first time up.
Just got out a little ahead of that one and ripped it down the left field line, but quite a bit foul. He steps out to get his sign with some good speed on the base paths here with Gilson. Pitcher comes set, and he steps over to throw back. Gilson's in there standing up. Usually when he goes in standing up, coaches are going to direct him to get a bigger lead so he can get dirty. Tinkopa takes that one, and the ball is thrown to the first baseman to try to pick him off, and it gets by him into right field. Advancing to second is Gilson. So 1-1 is the count to Tinkopa. He took that one a bit high, and again, runner in scoring position now with just no outs.
Yep. Pitch to Tinkopa just a bit inside. This pitcher's ball seems to tail a little bit, so it'll be a good matchup here. The count is 2-1. Pitcher showed a move there to second base. We call it the wheel move, where you kick your leg up and then you pivot towards second base, making it kind of look like a pitch at the front end, and in the back end, of course, is the throw over to second. Tinkopa, again, looks like he took a cut at a ball that was way inside.
I thought that was about to hit him. It might have hit had he not got a bat on it first.
But he did follow it off into the Rosehill dugout side. So the count will stay the same. I believe we're at 1-2. And this one, he did get by Tinkopa. This was more over the top of the plate, and Tinkopa swings through that for a strikeout.
Yeah, nice pitch there by the Rosehill Christian pitcher to get a key out for them. Brings one out on the board with the number 2 hitter, Seth Thompson, stepping in. Again, Gilson is on second base. Still just one out. Thompson's going to be looking for a way to not only get on, but try to get Gilson moved over there to third base. Takes that one low. 1-0 is the count. Second baseman holding Gilson on really closely there. Working in, and they're trying another pickoff move, and he's in safely. Kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah, this is interesting. His move to first is a little bit lethargic, but this move to second base, he was hopping and jumping, and so it was a lot closer play over at second base than it was over at first. Thompson drills this ball. We'll see where it goes. Not going to get by the center fielder.
Nice job by the center fielder to track back. The ball was directly over his head, and he's a pretty lankily built young man, so he's able to use his height to catch that ball. But tagging up to third base was Gilson on that, the heads-up move. So now with 2 outs, stepping in is Drew Moore for his second at-bat. I think he flew out to left field his first time up. On the ground to the left field side, third baseman fields it and throws it low, but a nice pick by the first baseman to come up with that. That was not an easy play. He is able to get Drew Moore out on that one, and that ends the inning without any runs coming across. Still 2-1 is your score. We're going to be going to the bottom half of the third next.
Yeah, I'm sure Thunder will feel a little bad about that inning. They had a runner on base with no outs and down to second base, I think, even with no outs, and were able to get him to third, but not able to score him. there, even with our top of the order up there. So anyway, we turn it to the bottom of the third inning, and Rosehill Thunder will come to bat.
Rosehill Christian.
Rosehill Christian, yes, sorry.
You blended the two teams together.
I'm not sure
some
what
reason I'm
Rosehill
saying-
is. Rosehill what? What are they?
Rosehill, I think, is the name of a community out here in the Tomball area.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
know
curious.
there's a road called Cypress Rosehill Road that
Gotcha.
connects the two. Was that your question? Or
Well, I was thinking of their
their mascot?
mascot
Oh, okay.
was. And they kind of read like maybe Cardinals or something, but not sure if that falls into play here or not.
They're the Eagles.
Eagles. Okay.
Hey, you were in the bird category at least.
Here we go. All right. Well,
They
the
are
Rosehill
cardinal
Eagles.
red, but
Mm-hmm.
they are the Eagles. Yeah, it's a nice campus here with a football stadium, track and field facility off to the side, and then their gymnasium and their classrooms all on one campus here.
So Rosehill comes again to the bottom of the third inning. They have their number 2 hitter up. He's a left-hander. And Lavender is ready to pitch before the batter's ready to hit. So we're going to start this one all over and let him get in there.
Lavender's trying to work really quickly here, and umpire's reminding him to let the batter get set first. He brings that first pitch low and inside for a ball. This is a left-handed hitter. Never seen so much trouble to get timing synced up here.
Hang on, Trey.
Lavender brings that one right down the middle for a strike, taken all the way. 1-1's a count.
The umpire will let him know when to throw, when not to throw.
Come on, Blue, get control of the game. It's not legal.
Got time called and a Thunder coach coming to talk to the umpire. From our vantage point, the umpire is not giving the batter enough time to get his positioning set. He's pointing to the pitcher, giving him the sign to start pitching, but it is quicker than should be. But it's really up to the umpire to get the timing down right. Don't know if I've ever seen that.
I think
that
you're
much
right.
struggle.
The point to pitch is the time that he should be able to start his windup, and he's doing that. But the batter certainly isn't set. So.
Right. And Lavender is his style. He has a very compact, quick windup. He takes a quick step back and rears and goes. So it's really just throwing everybody off right now. So both pitcher and hitter need to try to get their sync back up. 3-1 pitch coming in, and looks good, but apparently was called a ball for ball 4. Not sure where that one missed. Sure hope the umpire doesn't try to chew gum, because he's trying to do quite a few things at once and not doing well.
Yeah, they're just
Boy, that was a
jumping.
huge lead.
They're just
That
leaving
was-
right away.
That was stolen on the pitcher all the way. Lavender didn't even give him a look before he throws home, and the runner was halfway to second before the catcher could even throw down.
And Jared made a nice throw down to second base. We had a little bit of a shot at it there, but with that big a lead, it was diving in, and the tag was on, but he was safe in there at second base. So this is the second batter, is the number 3 hitter for Rosehill.
Yeah.
Comes to the plate, and
This
he
is
takes.
the pitcher, Barbato.
Yep, he's he's turned to bunt on that first one, and I think the umpire in the field called a foul ball.
Well, it clearly was. The ball hit him when he was still in the box, but somehow took the field umpire to call that instead of the home umpire, which was about 2 feet away from him. So. So that's a 0-2 count on this hitter.
Hitter having some fun with the umpire there, too, so I love that. He's in an 0-2 count, as Brian said. We'll see what we decide on here.
Lifts that one to center field. Ennis is camped under it, makes the catch. Tagging from second to third is the runner, and he makes it there standing up. Good speed on the base pass with that runner there, so was anticipating that he would be tagging there. So they've got a runner on third base with just one out. Stepping in now is the cleanup hitter, the catcher. Wiener is his name, jersey number 3.
Yeah, ball hit was pretty deep to left center, and William was able to get behind it, but not all the way behind where he could get a big, strong throw on it. So he was in at third base quite easily there.
That ball is lifted and just flares over the second baseman. Nothing he can do there. Just a good piece of hitting to go the other way with it and find a hole. That drives in a third run for Rosehill Christian there. 3-1 is the score now.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it came off the bat real strongly, but enough and where we weren't, and it dropped in there. So the catcher ends up with a base hit and a RBI, and he'll also be replaced on the base pass as a runner for the catcher.
Stepping in next is the second baseman, Mesmer. He has a hit on the day already. This is his second at bat. He fouls that first pitch away over the first base side.
Before he gets in the box, guys. What are the rules?
Lavender throws over to first base, and the runner's back in on time there, and he gets ready to throw his next pitch. That's inside, chest high, to this number 5 hitter, number 16 for Rosehill. Again, let's see, we have one out.
Squares to bunt and offers that at low and away, and it's called a strike. He should have pulled back on that pitch. It was not buntable. 1-2 is the count now. Still just one out. This would be a great time for a double play ball.
He got him on a high inside fastball there that got him up by his hands, and that was strike 3 for out number 2 for Lavender and the Thunder.
Yeah, that was a good pitch location. He'd been throwing down and away and low, and he elevated that one up and in. So this is the left fielder, Stewart, a good-sized young man, jersey number 8. Swings and misses at that first pitch. Two outs now, still runner at first base. One run has come across this inning. 3-1's your score. That one is down low for a ball.
Evens the count at 1-1, and Lavender kicks and throws. This ball is fouled back to the catcher, Jared. He takes a little bit off his leg knee area there, so he's going to walk this one off a little bit. And umpire's going to go out and just chat with our pitcher, Lucas Lavender, to give Jared a little bit of time to catch his breath. As he's doing that, I look around the stadium here, and I see there's some tradition here of baseball. Looks like they've been state champions a couple of times. I see that in 2016 and 2017. They have the banner out there as state champions in the TAPS League, TAPS Division 2, maybe 2A. And
Division 4 the following year, so it looks like they changed that.
yeah, that's interesting.
TAPS is the private school organization that is organized for the state of Texas. It's like you have public schools, and there are some larger private schools that are in the same districts, but Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools, I think, is what TAP stands for.
Okay. Well, anyway, they're flying the flag out there, the banner, so it tells us they've had some ball
That's right.
played here.
As they should.
And again, a beautiful facilities here. There's been some investment into this ball complex here, so it's a privilege and honor to be able to be here for Thunder, I think, and play.
All right,
So we're getting ready.
to-
Yeah, we're getting ready to go live again.
McDonald's okay. I guess sure he's sore, but he's playing through it. And the 1-2 pitch is brought in and fouled away. Keeps the count at 1-2.
Yeah, let's see what he decides to come. He got a little bit more of the ball on that one, the bat, a little bit different, so we may see a little different pitch here. That was stayed up a little bit. That was curveball. It didn't drop down.
He didn't get a good bite on that one. It just hung up. And
That
but a
might be
good miss with a 1-2 count.
That'd be just enough to kind of give him a different look, and that
he
was the
swings
case.
and gets a tiny piece of it, but McDonald's able to catch it cleanly, and that records a third out of the inning. So good job to keep the runs at just one there by Lavender. Leaves a runner on. After 3 innings of play now, the score is home team, Rosehill Christian Eagles 3, visiting team, West Houston Thunder 1. 3 hits for them and 1 hit for us, as well as the runs. So be a good opportunity to get Thunder bats rolling here as the 4th inning begins. We're going to have see who's leading us off here.
Maybe it's Jackson, maybe?
Yes, should be led off by the cleanup hitter Jackson Cavazos, followed by Lucas Lavender, and then Jared McDonald. It's getting a little bit cloudier and darker overhead, but still, thankfully, no rain coming down. Once the heat of the summer comes, a day like this is going to really be missed. Cool weather. Definitely not near as chilly as it had been last week. And not nearly as windy today, too, which is kind of a nice break.
Yeah, I see the fans in the stands here. They're getting T-shirts, maybe just a light sweatshirt today. But it's a pretty adequate day to watch a baseball game today.
Not a bad way to spend a spring break day for these students.
So Jackson steps to the plate. He hits from the right-hand side. Gets his feet set there about plate level. Then he takes a look at ball number 1, which misses outside.
Cavazos got to hit his first at bat, and also drove in the single run of the day for Thunder. So we'll look for him to keep a good bat going. As we just talked about, no rain. Umbrellas are popping up all over the place now. Rain is starting to come down on the field.
Yeah, it's
One of the Thunder dads had a laptop in his hand, and he quickly scurried away to get that out of cover, or under cover. Cavazos hits that one way on the right side.
There was a 3-0 pitch, and he takes it out of the park.
Wow, opposite field, just enough on it to get it to carry over that right field corner for a home run. Solo home run for Jackson Cavazos. And that gets all the Thunder players out of the dugout to congratulate Cavazos. And as far as I can recall, that's the first over-the-fence home run we've had this season. I know Jackson has missed a couple, not by much. So,
yeah, that was interesting. I think when Jackson hit it, he didn't feel like he got all of it.
I think he also thought it might be drifting foul, too. There's little bitty corner of the field we can't completely see from where we're sitting in the press box, but apparently it wrapped around that fair pole. People call it a foul pole. It's actually a fair pole because it's in fair territory.
Good point, yes.
It doesn't have a Chick-fil-A sign on it here like at Minute Maid, but
All right, well, that brings the score to 3-2. Thunder at 2, and we're still at bat with no outs, and Lucas Lavender up to the plate. He swings at the first pitch, and the second pitch is outside for ball 1, so it's a 1-1 pitch. And here's a little ground ball to the third baseman who fields it and throws it over to first base.
that was a very nice play by the third baseman. He had to charge that one and throw on the run. He threw a great, accurate throw over to the first baseman who stretches in. Made it a close play, but that's the way you're coached to do there. Just good fielding effort. So 1 out now as Jared McDonald steps in.
Jared takes a look at ball number 1, up just a little bit, and this one in the dirt for ball 2. So we'll see where Jared is looking here with a good hitter's count here. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitcher looks in for the signal, kicks and throws, and Jared again stays off of that one. Looked pretty tempting. He stays off it, and it's a low pitch.
Good job to lay off those low.
So a 3-0 pitch, and now Jackson got a green light on a 3-0.
Wow.
And he took it out of the park. Let's see what happens here.
This one is going to stay in, and it's lifted. Pretty routine fly ball to the right fielder.
Mm-hmm.
So surprisingly, a little bit surprising, he had a green light on that, or took a green light
Mm-hmm.
on a 3-0. But felt like it was a good pitch to drive. He just missed that one a bit, and that brings a second out on the board for Thunder here in the top of the 4th. Stepping in now is number 77, Wyatt Wilson. This will be his second at bat. No hits for him, and thus far today, takes the first pitch low for a ball and takes a hack at the second one. It's inside, and he fouls it over near the third base dugout. 1-1's the count. Time is called, and Wilson steps out. That ball is taken high. Two on the count. Pitch coming in. And again, just interesting to be able to be looking straight behind the pitcher and catcher. That ball was extremely inside, and Wilson keeps his hands in and is trying to get a piece of it. He fouled it back. Curveball is brought in there, and it's hung up a bit high, and Wilson just gets a slight piece of the bat on it. So keeps the count at 2-2.
Yeah, I think this pitcher started a lot of curveballs at the beginning of the game, so it's keeping our guys kind of in there, swinging at some pitches that might be inside a little bit. That one just missed, and I believe that gets us a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's right. 3-2, 2 outs. And that one is way outside, taken for ball 4. It's going to bring William Innes in.
So it gets a runner on for us in this inning. We have scored 1 run, but we haven't had any runners as Jackson cleared the bases on his home run hit. But now we get to start all over with Wyatt over there at first base and William up at the plate. Pitcher looks over at Wyatt and says, I need to get you a little closer, and throws over to first base. But Wyatt is in there easily. He's got a little bit slower move to first base. I think we could probably go on this guy, and they do.
Yeah.
Wyatt does go, and looks like he's going to be thrown out at third base, though.
Got aggressive on that, and it backfired. So, yeah, Wilson was stealing on that. The little cross-up between the second baseman and shortstop. No one was there to cover, and the ball goes into center field. But the center fielder was on his horse, and he comes in and fields it. And Wilson round second, goes to third, trying to be aggressive, and he's thrown out by a couple steps there to end the inning. Definitely never what you want to do is make the third out at third base. But you never know. Sometimes you got to press them and force them to make an error. They did their job, and Thunder does pick up a run on that with Cavazos' solo homer, and that closed the gap by just one run now. It's 3-2. We're going into the bottom of the fourth. No changes anywhere, it looks, for the Thunder. They're going to still have Lavender on the mound and all other positions the same. Appreciate those that may have been able to join us a little bit later. Thank you for doing so. We are here in Tomball, Texas, kind of on the northwest side of Houston, at a beautiful ballpark. Rosehill Christian is hosting us here, and we've had a good day so far, just talking ball, Doug.
Yeah, you can't, like I say, we can't beat this day. You know, there's a little bit of certain sprinkles that are coming down, but compared to what we've been having to kind of be out, this is really a nice day for us, and we'll see if we can continue to keep the rain off, but it is starting to come down a little bit harder now. But again, Rosehill, beautiful place to come and play, and I think our guys really like coming here to play at this diamond as well.
Yeah, they played in a tournament here last year. Some of the fields were played, or some of the games were played at Premier nearby, but most of them were here on their home field. Mm-hmm. And Thunder had a really good outing that year, or last year.
Lucas Lavender is back out on the mound for the bottom of the fourth.
Bottom of the fourth.
And first leadoff hitter for them. Takes a cut and follows it straight back into the fence or into the net. Just missed that one. And he's going to come back with him with a high fastball here. Just missing high, so it's 1-1.
Doug, this is the we had another inning where they started off their 7, 8, 9. This is the number 7 hitter, Shiki, shortstop. Mm-hmm. And he takes a nice cut, but it comes up empty on that one. A good pitch by Lavender. 1-2 is the count.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a nice curveball that freezes him and is taken for strike 3. Good pitch there by Lavender. I feel like he's getting a better handle on his curveball. Stepping in next is going to be Bahrain, the right fielder, who has he struck out his first at bat.
He's been busy in the outfield, though. A couple of catches out there, and, of course, one that cleared the fence out there of Jackson's.
He swings through the first pitch. It was an offering on the outer side of the plate that he chased a little bit. Lavender comes home, and this one also is away and also low, and he swings and misses on it. 0-2 quickly is the count.
Yeah, the batter a little bit of a sweeping swing there, just trying to touch it. And this one, Lavender paints the outside corner with a fastball to get him for strike 3 and the second out.
Yeah, that hitter knew as soon as it came across that was strike 3 and just walked back. But good to see Lavender taking good command over his pitches right now. Bottom number 9 hitter is up now. Third baseman Witt. He swings at a high pitch for strike 1.
That's certainly what you want for your pitcher in the bottom of the order, to throw strikes, get ahead of batters, and see if they can catch up to the ball. So he's bringing lots of fastballs right now, and just missed that one on the outside for ball 1, even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ball's in play. Tenkopa comes over at third base and quickly fields and throws it across. A little bit high, but Cavazos holds on. So no harm on that 3-up, 3-down inning.
Yeah, nice routine play, I guess you'd call that. And, you get that when you have your hitters a little off stride, and your pitchers or your pitcher here in this case is they're kind of guessing a little bit at the plate. And Lavender did throw him a curveball there that that he made contact with, but went straight into the dirt right away, and it was a ground ball that was easily fielded, and then the throw over to first. So great way to end that inning, a 1-2-3 inning. Gets us to the top of the 5th inning now as the Thunder step up, and Thunder is behind 2 runs to 3 right now.
Leading off this inning is going to be William Ennis, followed by, he's the 8 hitter. The 9th hitter, Caleb Gilson, will follow him. And then back to the top of the order with Seth Tinkopa. Still the same pitcher on the mound here for Rosehill Christian. He's been pretty efficient with his pitch count, so not surprising that he would maintain control on the mound there. So this is the top half of the 5th inning, Doug. This is getting deeper into the game. Time when you want to see Thunder make a run, make a move. Still the same pitcher. They've had a couple times to see him now. So let's see if they can make an adjustment.
Yep, this would be a good time for that. Number 8 hitter Ennis up, and he takes called strike 1. Looked like a little bit of a breaking ball there. Looked like Ennis looked like he might like to take a swing at that, but then just backed off at the last second. And he hits a ground ball over to the first baseman.
Takes that one off the end of the bat, just maybe struggling to see the ball real well right now, but first baseman feels it and steps on and puts him away. Number 9 batter, Gilson, steps in. He was hit by a pitch his first at bat. And he watches a curveball go over for strike 1. Gilson fouls this one off the third base side. Quickly down 0-2, is he?
Yeah, again, that one looked like it was in on his hands again and probably inside the plate. But this one he hits hard.
Does a good job just keeping his hands back and slaps that one by the diving third baseman into left field. Good job getting a base hit and getting a base runner for us with 1 out. Brings the top of the order up with Seth Tinkopa stepping in. I feel like Seth is a bit due for breaking open and getting a hit here. He takes that one on the outer side for strike 1.
Yeah, he stays off the plate a little bit, so I can see why the pitcher is going to want to try to go out that outside corner.
I agree.
But that's where he's comfortable with, and this pitcher has been coming inside a little bit, so as he did right there.
As he did there, taken wisely for a ball. So 1-1's the count. We have 1 out with Gilson on first. Gilson was barely a foot off his lead when the pitcher threw over there. He was easily back.
Umpire, I think, called time out there. Otherwise, I might have saw a balk, but I saw the umpire back off. So
not sure why time was granted there. Maybe Tinkopa asked for it, but whew,
that was way inside for
super inside.
Strike.
It was a very generous strike call for. Don't blame him for not swinging at that.
Puts the count at 1-2, and there the pitcher put him away with a low curveball there for out number 2. Brings Thompson to the plate, number 16. He bats on the right-hand side. He's going to get his feet set there as Caleb gets a lead, and pitcher's pretty concerned about Caleb over there at first base.
He must see some smoke coming off of Caleb's shoes. Caleb takes about a 2-foot lead that time before he throws over. I don't know if he's thinking he's going to catch him as he's taking a lead, catching him sleeping, but not the case.
Thompson takes first pitch to him for a strike outside corner. So he's down 0-1 with Caleb getting a lead over there.
Big lead, by the way, and he's off and running on that one. And that one would be the one you'd like to see Thompson take for him because it was way inside. He fouls it off, but Gilson had a great jump on that one. He returns to first. 0-2 is the count. Rain's starting to come down a little bit more heavily. Just a drizzle. Again, another throw to first.
Yeah, with the rain coming down right now, you'd think he'd not want to throw as many over to first base. But he's content, and he's kind of.
It's not phasing him, is it?
No, he's very concerned about Caleb over there.
1-2 is the count. He comes set. He goes home and driven. Oh, had a line drive to the left fielder. He comes in on it and dives, but it gets past him. That allows Gilson to round all the way to round third and just score. So the left fielder took a chance on that, just didn't quite get a glove on it, and paid for it there. It got by him and went all the way to the fence.
The ball came off the bat pretty well. It was a pretty good line drive shot out there.
It
so
was
he had
very
to make
well
a
hit.
decision early. Am I going to dive for this, or am I going to play it off the hop? He didn't play it safe. He went for it, and sometimes they get through.
And, of course, the wet turf has to probably factor into that, too. Just may not get quite as good a jump on it. Just missed foul. Drew Moore swings at the first pitch down the third base line, and it looked very borderline fair or foul, but umpire calls it foul. So, yeah. Great opportunity here for Thunder, not only to – they've just tied it up with that last hit by Thompson, but they could go ahead here. It's 3-3 is a score.
Yep. Pitcher looks in. Thompson gets a lead out there. Second baseman somewhat holds him, but then backs away, and Drew Moore takes the second pitch to him as a ball, so it evens the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a good time for Drew here as he gets his feet set, and swings at a pitch that's outside a bit, and he learned something from that, I think. So he's sitting in a good spot, though. He'll learn from that. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yep, that fooled him a bit, so see how he can adjust. 1-2 count. And that ball is hung up, a curveball that didn't curve, and it goes off of Drew's left shoulder or middle of his back maybe. So that allows him to take first base. No runner advancing on a dead ball.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that the coach is coming out here, take a little talk to the pitcher here, because we have Jackson coming up to the plate right now, and his last time up, he put one over the wall in right field.
That's right.
So we may be talking about a pitching change, probably not, but maybe just talking about how you might want to pitch to him with 2 runners on at this time.
Definitely some opportunity brewing for Thunder here with runners at first and second. There are 2 outs, but been able to bring our run in with 2 outs. It's always good to see when you're down, you rally back with 2 outs. I think that's a sign of a battle-tested team that learns how to manufacture runs even when they get down in the inning.
Yeah, I think that's the assistant coach that went out there too, so it felt pretty good that it wasn't going to be a pitching change at that time when I saw him come out. I think they wanted to kind of stop some of the momentum. Certainly Thunder has kind of taken that to their place right now.
Yep.
And
good point.
And with, of course, our hitter up, who has proven himself already, they just wanted to make sure that the momentum would stop or limit it a little bit at that time. So the pitcher takes a look over at Thompson at second base, thinking maybe we can get an out that way. We don't have to pitch this guy. But he is back, and Jackson takes first ball for a ball outside. Catcher does a nice job with the second pitch here as he scampers out and blocks it. And Jackson again is ahead in the count 2-0. Last time, if you remember, he went 3-0 and then got the green light and took it out of the park. So we'll see what happens on a 2-0 pitch. Pitcher kicks and throws. Jackson takes a big cut, and it looks like the pitcher took a little bit off of that, and it kind of dropped below maybe Jackson's knees. He did get a piece of it, a foul ball right now. So count now stands at 2 balls and 1 strike.
Big hit, big pitch here. Cavazos is an inside pitch, but he flares it down the first baseline, foul. Kind of got jammed and just fought it off. Takes the count to 2-2. Coach bringing some dry baseballs out to the umpire, as the rain has definitely taken an effect on the dryness of the baseballs. Everybody's back in and set. Pitcher's getting set here on his delivery, pitching from the stretch. He comes home, and Cavazos lifts this one up to right fielder. Actually, center fielders comes a mile over to be able to make that catch. He went a long ways to get it, but he calls off the right fielder, and that's his ball to take if he calls it.
He did. The right fielder looked like he was camped underneath it, but right fielder or center fielder maybe being a senior or deciding I'm going to get everything I can, and that's what you do, teach your center fielder to go after everything they can. But interesting situation there. Unfortunately, that does not bring a run in for Thunder, but we did get a run at the top of the 5th to knot the score up at 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Looks like they updated the scoreboard out there too with hits and runs, so it does show 3-3 out there with the Thunder with 4 hits on the day, and Rosehill with 3 hits.
Different set of numbers a little bit than what we have on Game Changer, but sometimes that can be. Game Changer shows Thunder with 5 hits and Rosehill Christian with 4.
Okay.
But also the scoreboard shows no errors on either side. Definitely have been some errors today. What I'm showing on Game Changer is 2 errors each for both teams. Let's take a quick check on the defensive positioning. Looks like there are no changes from what we've had, but just do a quick recap for those that may not have been on earlier. Lucas Lavender is still on the mound for us. This is starting his 5th inning. He's pitched 65 pitches so far and been pretty efficient. Over at catcher is Jared McDonald. First base, Jackson Cavazos. Second base is Caleb Gilson. Shortstop, Seth Thompson. Third base, Seth Tinkopa. In left field, Drew Moore. In center field, William Ennis, and right field is Wyatt Wilson.
Up to the plate for Rosehill is their center fielder who made a nice catch, a couple of nice catches today. Got some good speed, good-sized kiddo here.
And he's their leadoff hitter, Doug, just by the way, so they're back to the top of the order.
Yep, hits from the left side. He showed bunt on the first one, and this one he scorches down the right field line.
This should be 2.
And Wyatt fields it well if he can get it there, but
well, that ball caromed off the right field fence so quickly to Wyatt. Man, at first I thought if he could have made it a little more full throw and brought it into second, that could have been a play, but not the case. That's a stand-up double basically for the leadoff hitter. Did a really good job to turn on that ball as a lefty. So they've got something brewing here quickly. Another left-handed hitter up here this is their first baseman, Walker. He shows bunt but pulls back, takes that one low for a ball.
Yeah, we're in a bit of a tougher position here with that speed at second base. We're going to hold him with our shortstop. Then our third baseman has to hang back a little bit. Otherwise, he's going to have an easy base there. So looks like Seth Tinkopa is kind of holding a little bit more of the baseline there. And
this would be a time just for a catcher to remind his pitcher, Lavender, just throw strikes. Keep focused on what your job is. A little fake spin move back to second just to keep that runner honest. No throw.
Yeah, so this is the second hitter of the inning, second hitter in their lineup is ahead of the count 2-0. And he tries to drag bunt one, but kind of leaves the batter's box before the ball is across the plate for strike
The
one.
imaginary batter's box, since, as you mentioned earlier, there are no chalk lines at all down for the batter's boxes today. Ooh. He takes that one on the outer edge for a strike. Nice pitch there for Lavender.
It really is a nice job of coming back here. Let's see if we can finish this batter off. It'd be a great one for us to get an out on. The count is 2-2, and if he started out 2-0. We'll see what he decides to come in. It just misses on that backdoor curveball there.
I've seen that umpire give that one to them today, that much off the plate, but full count, 3-2, no outs. And a nice pitch, painted the outside corner, and the left-handed hitter kind of just whiffs at that one on his heels and retires him, sends him back to the dugout. So big first out here for Lavender, something we really needed right there. Got the pitcher, number 17, right-handed hitter, Barbados, stepping in now. He chases one low, and it is blocked by McDonald. He thinks it goes by him, but it actually stayed in front, and he got a little crossed up. Unfortunately, that lets the second runner on second advance to third. We'll see if that comes back to hurt Thunder here. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I would think our infield will be in at this point with a tie run, or with a runner on third base and one out. I think you want to cut that runner off at the plate if you can here. We'll see what happens.
Nice pitch by Lavender. Yeah, not really seeing, maybe third and first are semi-in. They're both behind the bags, but normal depth really for short and second.
Yeah, with this guy on third base with his speed, if the ball's hit to the middle infield at this point, they don't have a chance at him.
That's true.
And that's the go-ahead run. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And maybe Lavender can take him.
Yeah. Once again, this hitter gets a piece of it, and it bounces up and hits him in the batter's box. So that's just a dead foul ball.
So number 3 hitter, so probably pretty one of their better hitters. Big time to get a strikeout right here, though, with one out already and a man on third base. So number 17, their pitcher, right-handed hitter, steps to the plate.
Absolutely a most important at-bat of the game, though, right now for both teams. And a good job by the hitter just to get a piece of that and foul it back. So this is certainly a pivotal time in the game with it being tied now, getting later in the game. Bottom of the 5th, one out. Gets by McDonald, and that allows the runner to take home. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it kind of went right through the legs there.
Yeah, just
And squirted back to the backstop.
just got through the wickets and clears the bases. 4-3 is now the score. Little one-hopper line drive that's corralled nicely by Gilson. That ball had some English on it. He goes down, stays low, and one hops it, throws it to first. Good job to take care of that out.
Yeah, that certainly is starting low and coming up if necessary. But, yeah, it was close to him catching it in the air. But he makes a nice throw over to first base to get the second out. So that brings up, I think, the catcher, number 3 this time. And he's a cleanup hitter, number 4 hitter in the lineup. And he swings at the first offering by Lavender for strike 1.
So 4-3 is the score. We have 2 outs, no runners on at this point. This is the cleanup hitter batting now for Rosehill Christian. Is the catcher Wiener.
He's back into the batter's box here. Lavender throws a curveball that just misses high, so the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. and that is low and outside for the count of 3 balls and 1 strike. Still a little mist in the air, and that one didn't miss by much there. I'll tell you that.
No. Must have just been an inch or two on the outside. So Lavender loses that battle. He's going to step off and regroup. They're going to put a courtesy runner in for that catcher. Lets him rest his knees and gear up. So noticing more battling the moisture that the hitter's wiping his batting gloves off on his pants, trying to get a good grip on the bat. So Lavender brings that first one low, misses. He's going to ask for a new baseball, hopefully a drier one.
Yeah, so the batter steps in, gets his feet set, and called strike.
Nice pitch there. This is Mesmer, the second baseman, batting.
That brings the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. Lead off over there at first base is going off.
Mesmer pops this one up. Shallow outfield, and no one's able to make the play. You had Thompson, the shortstop, drifting back, and Ennis coming in. And don't know if there was some communication cross-up or just some stumbling there, but Thompson drops to a knee or two, and then just ball drops right in between them.
Looks like he was just tried to drop out of the – maybe he got called off or something because he just stopped playing on it at the last second there and kind of turned his shoulder the other way.
Yeah, I would agree. That would make sense why he kind of hit the brakes, but the runner from first advances to third, so we now have first and third. And the first pitch is swung and missed at. Stealing without a throwdown is the runner from first to second. So he gets that force taken away. Second and third are the base runners. The second pitch just came in taken low for a ball. There's 1-1 as the count. So this is the time for Lavender to just focus and throw strikes here. He throws that one wide. 2-1 is the count. Pretty important at bat really here because you have 2 outs. Just need 1 more out to get off of this, but two runners are in scoring position here. And that ball is just gets by the diving Thompson. Goodness. Well, two runs are driven in on that seeing eye single. Drew Moore charging in from left field. Actually, it gets by him too. And like either way, you probably would have had 2 runs scored, but it did not allow, Ennis backed him up, didn't allow that runner to take second. So unfortunately, 2 runs just come back across and kind of breaks his game a bit more open. Now it's 6-3 is the score.
Right.
A little bit of some mental lapses there, but I wouldn't say mental lapse on the hit. It was just a good hit, and even if Thompson would have come up with that one diving, I think at most he would have been able to keep the runner from going from second to third, but just unfortunate because Thunder was really close to getting out of this inning. But
well, Lavender comes back and throws 3 straight strikes to the next batter, and he does get a strikeout there to end the inning. But the Rosehill Eagles, they come up with a big inning. They put a crooked number up on the board, 3 in this inning, and that gives them a total of 6. So they double now the Thunder score, and it's 6-3 as we go into the top of the 6th inning. So still time. I think the Thunder hitters should feel like, yeah, we can hit this guy. We can hit this pitcher. And so hopefully they can, not lose confidence as they go into the latter part of the game here.
That's for sure. I mean, that's how baseball is. It's a game of back and forth and time for
Yeah, so their pitcher, number 17, is back out of the mound for inning 6.
Yeah, we were just checking the starting pitcher for Rosehill Christian. It's still out there. It shows him to have 72 pitches under his belt through 5 innings. So makes sense. You would think he's still well within his pitch limit.
Yeah, we've moved on in the season now. We're halfway kind of through the
Everybody
spring season.
should be pretty
so
stretched out and have their endurance. So we're going to start this inning off with Lucas Lavender leading off. Lucas is the number 5 hitter today. Jared McDonald will follow him, then Wyatt Wilson, William Innes, and Caleb Gilson, hopefully after that.
And Lucas swings at the first pitch offered him. Looked like a little off-speed pitch that was low by his ankles. Pitch 2 coming at him. This one catches the outside part of the plate, and Lucas swings through that as well. So he's down in the count 0-2. And we'll see what kind of offering he gets here. And he hits that ball hard out to left field, but right where the left fielder is planted. And that is out number 1.
Yeah, Lavender was trying to call time on that and wasn't granted it. And he takes a cut at it, just gets up, gets under it. Lazy fly ball to left field. Yeah, kind of similar to what you said about Tinkopa. McDonald stepping in. He stands pretty far from the plate, so this pitcher is trying to work that ball on the outside. That first pitch is over the outside corner for a strike, and the second pitch throws low for a ball, 1-1. And he drives that one right up the middle, right at the center fielder. He's tracking it to his left and hauls it in for out number 2.
Yeah, you got to give credit to this pitcher who is just pumping in strikes right now. Not good any free passes out there, and letting the guys hit the ball and letting their fielders go run underneath it and catch it. So,
absolutely, he only has 1 walk on the day, and 5 strikeouts. Yeah, when you keep the ball around the strike zone and then your defense backs you up, that's a good recipe. First pitch swinging is Wyatt Wilson. It jams him, kind of a little shallow looper to the second baseman. He has to charge in, and he is able to catch it on his shoe tops for the 3rd out. So quick work made of the Thunder there in the top half of the 6th. No hits, no runs have come across. Score stays the same at 6-3. Take a peek at Lavender's pitch count. He's shown to be at 94 pitches, and he comes back and takes the mound for the bottom of the 6th.
yeah, we'll take a little break here between innings. Here we can maybe hear some music down below us. It's not coming from the breast box here, but a little bit of music as the guys are throwing around and doing their warm-up tosses. Good to see we
right, we're back. Took a little break there just to catch our breath in between innings, but bottom half of the 6 is underway. Lavender's still on the mound, knocking on the door of 100 pitches. He's at 0-2 quickly on this first hitter. I believe this is the right fielder Bahrain, and he swings and misses for strike 3. McDonald has to tag him out. Number 9 hitter steps in, the third baseman Witt.
Yeah, it's pretty critical here that we can keep runs to a minimal or to none this inning to have a good opportunity there in that probably going to be the 7th inning of the last inning. So here we are in the bottom of the 6th, down 6-3, and Lavender pumping in strikes as he's been able to control the bottom of the order here pretty well. He's got 2 strikes on a number 9 hitter, and make that 3.
McDonald has to corral it and throw it down to first, but he does.
Certainly collected himself, took his time, got his feet set to throw that ball down to first base, but did get the runner by a step. So that brings 2 outs with a strikeout, and
looks like that's probably going to be it for the day for Lavender as pitching coach comes out to take the ball from him.
I would think you'd go with a left-hander versus a left-hander here. But that's interesting time to make that pull. I know this left-handed hitter hit him hard last time off the wall, so he's probably one of their better hitters that they have. But it looks like it is time to make that change. I know he watches closely with the numbers, but it would seem like a interesting time to bring a left-hander in as well.
It's not going to be a left-hander, Doug. It's going to be Seth Thompson, the right-hander, taking the mound. As Thompson has to take his arm sleeve off now that he's a pitcher.
Yeah, so we got a little music in the background again. We'll get a little listen of that. Maybe you can hear that or not, but we have a little break in our action as we have a new pitcher and we're warming up. Looking at the field out there, looks like I see some umbrellas still up, so there must be some kind of mist still coming down. And but it's not too bad. I see people outside the umbrella too, and some people have their iPhones out, so not totally concerned with the drops, I guess, at this time. But we've been treated well here by the Rosehill people. They've allowed us to use their I guess, press box here, so we could be right above home plate. And we're thankful to the Rosehill crew that allowed us to do that today and be able to stay out of the weather today, so keep our technology dry. So hats off to them as we get into this is the bottom of the 6th inning. We have 2 outs, no runners on base. Top of the order up, probably one of their better hitters here. He slashed the ball down the right field line last time up. That bounced off the wall and for a stand-up double. Thompson on the mound for Thunder, and he delivers, misses outside for ball 1 to begin this batter. Thompson wears number 16. He's a right-hander. And he looks inside to Jared for a pitch, and he delivers for strike 1. Looked like maybe a 2-seam fastball there that seemed to drop just a little bit and kind of tailed a little bit on this left-hander. So count is 1-1. He looks in, steps, he gets a little curveball there, and it looks like Lavender's going to get a good jump at it at shortstop and make the catch. So Thompson does the job. He comes in and throws three pitches, one for a ball and two for strikes. The last one being a little number that this hitter, left-handed hitter, got jammed on the inside part of his hands maybe, and hit a flare to the shortstop, Lavender, who got a good jump on it, got a little running jump, caught it over his shoulder for out number 3. So that's a nice way to end this inning, get us into the 7th inning, which normally is the last inning of the game, and we'll see what the boys can do to get us back in this game. We're down 6-3. As Rosehill was able to score 3 off of Lavender in the 5th inning to take the lead. It was 3-3 at that point. And Thunder has their chance right now. I think they've kept it close enough where they can get back in it, get a couple runners on base, and a lot of things can happen. Looks like we're going to have some pinch hitters coming up. Some new players for Thunder who haven't seen action today are going to get a chance to hit off of this hitter or this pitcher. So I'll wait until they get officially called in, but it looks like Coggins is going to step to the plate, which is a pinch hitter for us. He's going to hit from the left-hand side. He wears number 87. So as he steps in and lets the umpire know that he's batting. And he steps to the plate and gets himself dug in there. And first offering to him is a low pitch, but Coggins takes a swing at it for strike number 1. So this next pitch is outside, takes that for ball number 1. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Coggins takes a rip at the next one, and his foul ball down. First baseman handles it, but it is a foul ball. So pitcher gets ahead of the batter, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Coggins gets his feet set again. Pitcher kicks to throw, and the ball just nubbed. One of those that go off the end of the bat, kind of like a cue tip or a cue ball that just comes off the end of his bat. The umpire does a nice job of catching it off the bounce up by his shoulder and ear. So we'll keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The delivery here, again, Coggins does a nice job of following that one back. It looked like a ball he could handle. And he went with that pitch a little bit, and he got to the outside pitch, and it fouled it to the third base side. Coggins again gets a low pitch here. This one, a little bit underneath it. It looks like maybe it's out of play down the left field line. So looking back at the scoreboard just to make sure, it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this time he stays on the outside corner, and he gets Coggin to whiff at that pitch, and he gets a strikeout on that one. So one out here in the top of the 7th inning. It brings Kramer to the plate. We haven't seen him for a bit, and it's going to be exciting to see him. He's capable of hitting one hard, and not only does he does right now. He hits a shot to left field fence, and he's in there for the stand-up double. Yeah, that kid is capable of hitting it. That's not a surprise to me at all. I got a chance to watch him over the years, and if he gets a pitch that he can drive, he can hit it that far. So we're glad to see him come in and get his chance to bat.
I picked a good time to walk back into the press box, Doug. That was a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah, again, I can't get over, when you can tell when it jumps off the bat when those balls do that. And, oh, wow, we got a runner on first base now as Tinkopa got his shirt brushed by the pitch, which puts a man on first base and second base with number 2 hitter Thompson coming to the plate.
That brings the coach out from Rosehill Christian. That could be the end of it for the day for this pitcher, now that he's getting into a little bit of trouble with the tying run coming to the plate with Thompson. At a minimum, it's a mound visit we'll see what happens here. Got all the infield huddled in with the pitcher and the catcher.
Yeah, this could be one of those momentum, stoppers again, because I'm not seeing him look to the bullpen or anything at this time. He may be waiting for the umpire to come pull him as he's out there extra long time. Doesn't look like really he's talking to the pitcher much anymore. Now it's to the fielders.
Yep, he's going to stick with him. Just, like you said, a little slow the momentum down, regroup, make sure the strategy's set. Everybody knows who's covering what in the situations. But one out here for Thunder so far. So double play is in play. And it's definitely not what you want to see happen here. Thompson stepping in, and that one also hits him. 2 pitches in a row, 2 hit batters. That'll add another notch on Thompson's belt for hit by pitches this year. That one thankfully was an off speeder that didn't sting too much off his leg, but that is going to do it now that the coach is coming out.
The head coach this time.
Head coach for a second mound visit at the inning. That means a for sure pitching change.
But Thompson took that one off the thigh. I think it got him fairly, flat there. So he's trying to run that off. But he's going to have time because it looks like they're going to bring in a pitcher and get somebody warmed up. We're going to have a
bases loaded situation for Drew Moore to face a new pitcher coming in. So really key opportunity time of the game with Thunder down just 3 runs. So Drew would be considered the go-ahead run coming to the plate with just 1 out. So he's getting some conversation with his third base coach to remind him of what his job is, and that is definitely to bring a run in, at minimum a run in. Looks like we're going to have a right-handed pitcher coming in.
I'm not sure where this is. Second baseman, or where this?
I believe he was the second baseman prior, number 16. If I have my names right, that is Mesmer.
Well, it brings some excitement to the ballpark, that's for sure. Again, the score is 6-3 with the top of the 7th inning and Thunder down, but with the bases loaded, Thompson at first, Tenkopa at third, and Kramer at third, who started all of this with a stand-up double off the left field fence.
That's right. Yeah, that's what you love to see when a pinch hitter comes in, is to come in and make some noise and change the dynamics of the game. That certainly did, because just like that, kind of caused the pitcher to be rattled. He threw a couple wild pitches and hit batters, and now we have bases loaded. And Drew Moore takes that one low in the dirt. The catcher does a good job getting just enough of it to keep it kind of in front of him to his left, and that keeps the runners where they are.
Yeah, that certainly would have been a nice free pass there if that ball would have not caromed off a little differently and got us out of the force out. But, we'll take it for ball 1 at this point, as Drew steps back into the batter's box and outside just a little bit there for 2 balls and 0 strikes. So I would think Drew might be taking a look here. New pitcher coming in ahead of the count 2-0. We'll see what this next pitch looks like.
Yep. That one probably taken all the way there, as you say, Doug, just to force a strike.
Yeah, that one right down the center of the. I'm sure Drew's going to be looking for that one again. If he hits that, if he sees that one, I think he'll hit that one a ways.
Drew slaps that one, and it just gets through past the diving shortstop. Kramer comes in to score, and round in third and scoring as well as Tenkopa. So 2 RBIs.
That's a great hit for Drew in
Great
a pressure
job.
situation. And not only that, but we did a nice job of running the bases, forcing the throw to home, and then that got away from the catcher a little bit, and Drew was able to scamper down to third base, and Thompson, I believe, is at third base.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't have a great view of what happened there, but the relay throw came in, and like you said, Doug, it got by the catcher a little bit, and
it did, yeah. It squirted back.
Thompson actually was aggressively off between second and third, and maybe just his big aggressive base running caused them to take their eye off the ball or something there, but it worked out well for the Thunder.
It did. And now we have Cabasas up, who already has taken one out of this place. And the pitcher's struggling a little bit. Now 2-0.
Yeah, that one was way outside, and the catcher did a remarkable job just to get a glove on it. I thought that one was surely going back to the backstop.
Yeah, that catcher's showing some athleticism here, because those are not easy catches. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't put him on anyway here, since he's shown that he has
and that's what they
hit
did.
one.
Yeah, they decide to intentionally walk him there.
They give him a free pass down to first base, which, again, puts them in a force situation, or puts us in a force situation, as Lucas Lavender. Hopefully Lucas here will see a pitch that he can drive here.
Yes, he does. Just like Drew Moore, he puts it right through that hole. Shortstop doesn't even dive for that one. It gets through, and 2 runs come in just like that. Your Thunder have taken the lead, 7-6.
Wow, 2 base hits that score 2 each, so that's 4, of course. So we had the original 3 up. So now Thunder do take the lead 7-6. Still at the top of the 7th inning. Runners in scoring position. Jared McDonald comes to the plate, and as Jackson is over at second base, and Lucas is at first base.
You know, I didn't even have a chance to comment, but I love seeing, Lavender being aggressive, looking for a pitch to hit, but sometimes when a runner ahead is intentionally walked, that can put a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, feeling like they don't view you as good a hitter. Sometimes that can play to your advantage there. I feel like Lavender showed them he's got a bat too.
They get some big leads out there. There's nobody really covering the bases at this time.
Another hit by pitch. This one drills McDonald in the middle of the back. He's taken a bit of a blow, a beating on his body this day behind the plate and as a batter. But that loads the bases up yet again with still just 1 out. So that's going to bring the pitching coach out to kind of calm the waters down there for the pitcher. And
I think just trying to grab some composure here, because some of the pitches that he was missing on were missing pretty badly as well, or off the plate. And the catcher, being that he was pretty athletic, was able to make some of those stabs. But
agree. The catcher's made him look better than he would have otherwise. So
made himself known there, and the pitcher just doesn't seem to be in a rhythm right now. And we'll see. Well, that's to certainly Thunder's advantage, as Wyatt Wilson double W comes to the plate with the double sevens on the back.
Double 7, yeah.
And we'll see what he does. He's known to swing at a first pitch once in a while too. So
if you're predicting a double, I like it. This would be a good time for one.
That would be, wouldn't it? Find a little gap shot here, but the pitcher comes back and throws a strike on the outside part of the plate, trying to establish themselves there. Wyatt takes a great cut at that one, straight back right at us at the press box, and just misses that one for strike 2.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty well balanced. He might have been a hair on his heels on that swing, but a really good swing on that, just ever so off. 0-2 pitch coming in. He tries to check his swing, but the umpire behind the plate says, no, you went around. And that was a big strikeout, 3-pitch strikeout for that hitter, or for that pitcher. So whatever the coach said to him must have done some good.
Well, yeah, that shows us it's a big inning here, as our first batter of the inning is back to the plate, Coggins, number 87.
That's right.
And he takes ball 1 a little bit high here. So we could get something happening on the field here, something on the base pass a little bit, get the guys running. That would be great. See if we can get another run or 2 here.
Coggins is a left-handed hitter. Always admired his smooth swing. He's been able to hit to all fields. He has a really good touch on it. So this would be a great time to break this thing open. He's been real patient. He's worked a 3-0 count. be reminded we got bases loaded, so a walk is just as good as an RBI single right now.
And we almost had a balk there by the pitcher. He was on the rubber and he dropped the ball, but I don't think the umpires saw it.
Wow.
But we have a man on first and second. Hopefully we can get a secondary lead here with 2 outs. Any swing of the bat, we should be able to be take off. It's a 3-0 pitch that Coggins calls time and steps out.
Yeah, the pitcher came set and was just eternity going by before he did anything. Coggins said, "Hey, I need time. Let's reset." And he does bring that one in for a strike. 3-1 is a count.
You'd like to see our guys on base get a secondary lead here once that pitch is taken off. If they get a good jump, because there's 2 outs, any kind of swing here, we can be moving. There's a swing, and that loads the count up now. Now is the time a pitcher sometimes goes over to a base. It's 3-2 pitch with 2 outs.
You're going to have runners in motion on this.
Runners should be moving, but that also would tell you that's the time when a pitcher probably will throw over. But I don't see any movement by their infielders at all. They're content and just giving a huge holes out there. And he does get the strikeout.
Man, he made him chase one there. That would have been ball 4 most likely. But a good job for this pitcher to compose himself and get out of that jam. Leaving 3 runners stranded means the pitcher did some good there. So that inning was a big inning for the Thunder. This is our biggest run-scoring inning of the game, putting 4 on the board, over doubling what we had starting the inning. We went from 3 to 7. So we are ahead now, 7-6, but just protecting a very small lead right now, and this has been a game of runs. If you just look at the scoreboard, once it was 2-1 after the first couple innings, or after the first inning, it stayed that way, and then went up 3-1. Did Rosehill Christian after 3, and went to 3-2, and then it got tied up at the start of the 5th inning, 3 even, and that's when in the bottom of the 5th they had their biggest inning and put 3 runs on. Went up at that point, they were up 6-3, and then Thunder answering here in the top of the 7th, scoring 4 runs. So 7-6 is your score. Most likely this will be the last regulation inning, with playing full 7 innings here in high school ball. We're going to see
the number 2 hitter up
number
first.
2 hitter, the first baseman Walker. He's a left-handed hitter. He's going to lead off. So facing the heart of the meat of the order, so to speak, is Seth Thompson, who stays on the mound. Numbers 2, 3, and 4 hitters is who he has to face to try to nail down a victory for the Thunder.
Yeah, looking at the people who have in the outfield here, the substitutes will be not the starters are coming back in. It looks like is what I'm saying there. So.
Yep, good point. Yeah, we're back to the same positions we've had since early in the game. We'll just give you those one more time real quick. In the outfield, left field is Drew Moore. Center field, the speedy William Ennis. And right field, Wyatt Wilson. And then on the infield at third is Seth Tenkopa. At shortstop is Lucas Lavender, who switched with Thompson when he came in to pitch. At second base is Caleb Gilson. First base is Jackson Cavazos, and Jared McDonald catching. McDonald makes his throw down to second, and that means we're getting ready to bring you the bottom of the 7th here shortly.
So in high school ball, a little different than the majors, of course. Once you substitute for somebody, they're out. But in high school ball, you can bring your starters back in. So that's why we have Ennis back out in center field, who was pinch hit for, and also Gilson at second base was pinch hit for. But they're back in the order. They're back in the game at second base and center field. So we'll start the bottom of the 7th inning here with the left-handed hitter up and Thompson on the mound. And he's going to start him out with strike 1.
Thompson comes right at him there with that first pitch, attacks the zone, and swinging through it for strike one is the left-handed hitter. Again, this is the first baseman, Walker, leading off, the number 2 hitter in their order. Ooh, just misses on the outside corner, taken for called ball.
Yeah,
We've seen that called a strike this game earlier.
Pretty good pitcher's pitch right there. But evens the count at 1-1.
And that one is fouled right back at us. Had there not been a net, Doug would have caught that one.
Caught it maybe right in the lip, maybe. But
Caught it in the lip or caught it with his hand, one or the other.
yeah, that was a straight back. So Thompson had 1 ball and 2 strikes, so we'll see what he decides to do here. Up on the count a little bit with the left-hander up.
1-2 pitch coming in. Pitching from the windup is Thompson. And he throws a curveball. It's lifted out of play.
He'll keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Thompson and Jared, the battery mates at this time. He's set up outside. And batter just gets a little piece of that. Nice pitch there.
Another good battle going on, really, between the hitter and Thompson, the pitcher.
We'll see if he decides to stay on that outside part of the plate. See if we get our people in right spots.
And this is grounded hard to Gilson, who's on top of it, goes down to a knee to be sure, and he does record that for an out. That ball was hit really sharply, and on a wet turf day like that, you got to really be sure you keep your head down and keep your glove down, and he did that.
That he did, and he was able to get up and make a nice fire throw over to first baseman Jackson there to get the out, to record the out. So 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. The Thunder ahead 7-6, and number 3 batter to the plate. This was the original pitcher.
So Thompson pitching in relief. If someone has joined us a little bit later in the game, Lavender went the whole way up until 2 outs in the 6th inning, and Seth Thompson's come in on relief and thus far is throwing some good strikes. He is a little bit behind now, 2-0 in this batter. This is the original starting pitcher for the Rosehill Christian. This is the Barbato. He swings and misses on the outside corner there. A nice pitch. Brings the count to 2-1. No runners on. Again, bottom of the 7th inning. Thunder rallied back to take a lead in the top half of the 7th and trying to close this one out with a 1-run lead. This ball is dribbled up the third base line and trickles foul. Thompson's asking for that ball back, and they didn't want to give it to him. A little bit of games going on there.
Not sure who picked that up. Was it a coach that didn't give it to him, or was it a...
Couldn't tell.
Okay.
Maybe they were just assuming he'd want a dry ball, but maybe he's a little superstitious, and that's the ball that works for him right now.
If it feels good in your hand,
That's right. Stick with it. And Thompson comes and puts that one in the strike zone, and that one's fouled off to the right side. Keeps the count at 2-2. This is the number 3 hitter up. Rosehill Christian has now they're at their 4th at bat for the top of their order for the day. That ball's taken low and away. That's going to load the count up. Really critical pitch coming in here next from Thompson, 3-2. And 3-2 pitch is coming in, and time is called. There's been a lot of called asking for time by the hitters today. A little bit of back and forth, maybe retribution going on there for some quick pitching happening earlier. But important pitch nonetheless, and here it comes. And that ball is in the dirt low. Good job by that hitter to work a walk and get a base runner on.
Yeah, a pretty aggressive hitter there. I think he'd have been around the plate. He'd have been swinging at it, but that was in the dirt, so that was an easy decision by that batter there. So it gets us, again, with 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Got your number 4 hitter up right now, the catcher, number 3. And we got Jared McDonald, he's got a lot of gear that needs to be kind of shuffled around, it looks like right now. And each shoe need to be tied, and every shin guard need to be checked, it looked like. So we're back at it, though. He looks like he's ready. And
this is the cleanup hitter stepping in. Right, tall right-handed kid. And Thompson misses again low on that one for a ball.
Runner at first base. Doesn't appear to be a base stealer, but he is getting a lead over there. We'll see what we got going on. He steps and kicks, throws high for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes.
Definitely feel like a little pressure being put on Thunder right now. Just need some strikes right here. Need a double play ball is what we need. That would be a way to end the game nicely. Sorry there, Doug.
No, I'm not hearing very well right now, so let me see.
Ooh, that ball is
Ball's
nubbed off
Get
the
there.
end of the bat, and nobody's out on that play. That's a tough one there. He made a good pitch and just got him out in front. The ball just squirted off the end of his bat, and the fielder was Cavazos coming. He had to come a long way to get that, and being a left-handed thrower, he had to throw across his body. He actually did a backhand flip to Thompson, who was covering first, and he was not able to get the ball and his foot on the bag altogether there. So runner advances to second, and I would presume we'd call that an infield hit. Would have been a tough play no matter what, but first and second now with just 1 out. Things are getting interesting here. And Thompson throws that one low and away, backhanded by McDonald. I want to see McDonald be a wall back there, block everything, keep those runners where they are. Here's another nubber.
Oh, boy.
Goodness gracious, that one is just, I don't know what you say to that, Doug. It is essentially like a bunt.
Swinging bunt.
Swinging bunt. It just dribbled up the third baseline. Tinkopa got a good jump on it. Thompson also got a good jump. He deferred to Tinkopa, and he made a pretty nice throw on the run. Just the guy beat it out. So like that, now bases are loaded. Still just 1 out. The balls haven't been hit very hard or gone very far, but it's still provided a lot of base runners. So this is a big at bat here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get ahead of this guy a little bit here. Got that little nubber again. Looked like another one.
Whatever he's doing, he's got him fooled, almost totally fooled. I mean, they're getting very weak contact on these, and that one thankfully went foul.
Well, in the infield here, you have your corners up. We certainly want to play at the plate. We want to take away that run if we can. They have the middle infielders back, I guess, for a double play.
That's right.
And Thompson hits the corner there on that one. certainly Jared was set up on the outside part of the plate there. And he did hit him.
He hit his target.
He did hit his target.
As to whether or not it was over the plate, the umpire said it was a strike, so I guess that's all that matters for Thunder.
Well, this would be a good time to get a strikeout here. So you want to come with a good pitch here and get a strikeout pitch if you can. And he got it.
Got him to chase, and no one can go. He can't advance because the base is occupied. Super huge out. Great job by McDonald there to make sure he keeps that in front of him. That brings a second out, and that's a huge out.
Bases are loaded with 2 outs. At the bottom of the 7th inning, got the number 7 hitter up here, and he not sure if he's an outfielder.
McDonald's going to go out and have a quick chat with Thompson.
Maybe he's a shortstop, maybe. But yeah.
Pick out one. Let's go. Be away.
Yeah, McDonald and Thompson want to make sure that their signals are on the same here. And Thompson decides he's going to go from the wind up here. And he starts with a strike over the top of the plate there. So it's 0 balls and 1 strike. And this batter stands pretty close to the plate. And Thompson fires, kicks, throws, hits Jared where he put his glove, but it was up a little bit.
Leaves that one up a bit high. That's the right call. Some position adjustments out in the outfield being made. This is a critical time for every defensive player to be on their toes. Oh, nice pitch there. Curveball on the outside corner. Not everyone in the stands agree.
Some of the fans did not like that call, but the umpire is going to keep it at that. And we're gonna go to the count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again,
I'd say that was probably the best curveball I've seen Thompson throw today. Had just good action on it.
Go out even further here.
Ooh, that one somehow just misses. And,
that didn't miss by much.
Must have been a bit low. 2-2's the count.
I can't fix it.
All right, Thompson steps off just to recompose. He knows this is probably the most important pitch he's pitched today.
Need a play from the field right now.
That's right.
Let's see what we can do here. He kicks and delivers and throws. Ooh, he did not get that call either.
He's hoping he could chase that. He'd chase that one out of the zone a little bit. Not a bad miss. All right, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Runners are going to be moving on the play.
And he gets a
swings and
strikeout.
misses, gets him for
He
strike
finishes
3,
that game.
and he closes out the game. Some chest bumping going on there for the Thunder players to Thompson, who came in and made a gutsy effort to get the final out in relief. Boy, that was critical. That was a much needed pitching performance there for Thompson, and got into some hot water there. Not really of his fault at all. Just some tough breaks on some weakly hit pitches. So it's good to see him be rewarded for just sticking it out and going after the strike zone. So
fantastic comeback too. Let's not forget the inning, or the top of that inning. We were down 6-3 and scored 4 runs to take the lead off of hits.
Yep.
Just good base running and aggressive playing. And we were able to get the 3 outs in the bottom of the 7th after them loading the bases. But Thompson certainly does finish it well with a strikeout. And it was a swinging strike, too, so there was no debate over whether that was a strike or a ball there. So hats off to the Thunder. It was an impressive win as they come into Rosehill's home park here and escape, I guess, or come away with a W.
Definitely had to earn it and had a gutsy comeback. So.
Certainly earned. I agree with you there, and it was fun to see them, hitting the ball well. How about Kramer coming off the bench and drilling a shot to left center or over left fielder's head for a stand-up double to get that 4-run inning started?
I agree with you totally. I mean, that was a time when felt like things were feel like they were slipping away a little bit for Thunder, and so credit to the coaches to make some changes there and put a new fresh bat in the order down at the lower in the order, and it turned the batting order over and brought it back to the guys in the top that did their job as well. So, really love to see not just a win, but a win of that type where they're able to overcome a lot of adversity, not playing their best ball in parts of that game, missing some chances to put some other runs on the board, making some errors, etc. But not throwing in the towel, not giving up, and just going back and gutting one out late in the game. So, those are the kind of wins that can help a team gain some confidence and also just motivate to go back and brush up, clean up some fundamentals, and just keep playing ball, because that's how baseball is. You never want to get too high or too low. Baseball has a way of changing quickly. When you think you're in control, then next thing you know, the other team is back in it or whatever. So it's just good to see these guys battle today.
Well, I echo your thoughts about the consistency and the confidence. This is a game of confidence. If you have confidence at the plate or at the mound or in the field, it makes a whale of a difference. So today, hopefully, this will build that. And as this game rolled on, it seemed like confidence was built and built and built. So we appreciate you listening to us today. We didn't have a sunny day, but we certainly had a good baseball day. And we're going to go home with some sunny spirits, I think, after this game, Mr. Bryan.
Absolutely agree. So being spring break, being another day that we weren't promised, the day we got to see these young men play a fun game of baseball and be with their brothers and just root each other on through the highs and lows. That's just a special thing as us as parents to get to see that and be a part of that. And we're just thankful for the gift of baseball and how that's a way to help these young men grow and prepare for their adulthood ahead. So with that, we just want to thank you for joining us, those that were able to, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again tomorrow. There's another game scheduled at 4:30, first pitch start against Varsity Catholic over about 20 minutes away from where we are here, over kind of in the spring area. And if all works out, we'll be able to be there and bring it to you.
Well, this is Doug Thompson signing off here at Rosehill's Community Park here, with a Thunder win, a 7-6 come-from-behind win. So we'll be sleeping well tonight. So, Bryan, thank you for joining me and allowing me to be a part of your partner tonight.
Absolutely, Doug. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate all these friends and parents and family and siblings that have come out to watch, or those that listened on today just to root on your Thunder. Let's just keep cheering them on, and I think their best baseball is still ahead of them as this season just keeps clicking on. And we just wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day today, and I want to say thanks again, and we'll sign off. And as we say every time, God bless and roll Thunder.
Roll Thunder. We have company coming tonight, so I'm going to help you get this off as much as I can.